Trump should not give in to this. I think this shows the desperation of Nancy Pelosi. I actually think this is a great opportunity for President Trump to point to her and say, look at how out of touch she is.
Of course, and they'll do anything they can to end this government shutdown, because the shutdown in the long run is going very well for President Trump and the Republicans. In the short run, President Trump is being blamed for the shutdown, and his approval rating has taken a slight dip, about a 2 or 3 point dip. Okay, the question that nobody in the media have asked after that is, does anybody care that the government has been shut down? And the answer is no. There was a study or a survey taken 2 weeks into the shutdown. It showed 6% of respondents said that they had been seriously affected by the shutdown. It showed another 21% of respondents didn't even know the government was shut down. There are two reasons for this, or rather two different approaches to the shutdown. For Barack Obama, when he shut down the government, he made it painful. He made it really hurt because he wanted to show people that they needed the government for every aspect of their lives. In this shutdown, everything's been going fine. Even the TSA agent seems to be doing just fine, working without pay, and we thank them for doing that. You don't really feel the pain of this anymore. Clemson got to eat McDonald's at the White House. Everything was going just fine. We're showing that you will be amazed how much government you will never miss. President Trump is noticing that through this shutdown, his signature policy, the border wall, is not becoming less popular. It's becoming more popular. Opposition to that border wall is falling. A longer shutdown plays right into Donald Trump's hands. If he can make that case to the American people at the State of the Union, I think he's going to push that perfectly reasonable policy proposal of the border wall over the finish line, and that's what Nancy Pelosi's terrified of.
Right, and aren't you just excited to see how the mainstream networks are going to react to airing another speech of President Trump's after his Oval Office address, which they only took in a very disgruntled manner because they didn't want to look, they wanted to still pretend like they weren't biased against Trump. Well, the State of the Union isn't just an 8-minute address. Sometimes it's over an hour long of President Trump making his case to the American people. I think you make a really good point, though, that I want to expound on. President Trump's administration has been trying to make the government shutdown as painless as possible for the people that it does impact. In fact, the Office of Management and Budget has been told from the top down they are to try to create a situation that causes as little disruption in people's daily lives as possible during, and let's remember, this is a partial government shutdown. If you do contrast that with what President Obama did, I mean, he closed down war memorials in Washington, D.C. so that veterans who fought for our freedoms, watched their buddies die, sacrificed time with their families, they couldn't go and honor their fallen brothers in arms at these memorials. He closed down parks. He took the handlebars off of the bike racks in Washington, D.C. All these kind of things he even created a website to explain why other websites were down. He tried to make it as painful as possible.